Hello, everyone. It is Michael with The Intrusive Thoughts Show. I'm wearing one of my lovely shirts here that I have in my Etsy store. But anyway, we are back today with another tier list. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Today, we're going to look at all the assault rifles and SMGs in the Hitman universe, and we're just going to be ranking them based on the design, basically. So let's make sure. Do I want to add another row? I think I'll add one more row. Add a row below. And let's make that red. Or, oh, hold on. That didn't go right. Hold on. There we go. And this is going to be F tier in case we need it. I don't think we'll need it though. Anyway, we're starting off with whatever this SMG is. I think it's a silenced one. It kind of has the weird barrel there. It's very similar to some of the other ones, but this is like I don't like the. It's supposed to be a silenced one, I believe. I don't like the look of that. It's getting a D tier. The barrel just looks very long, elongated, and it just looks kind of awkward. This one, I don't know which one this one is. These two are very similar. I think it's like the something. It's not the HX, is it? I don't know which one this is, but there's these two. They're very similar. I know that's like the Mark II version of whatever this one is. I actually like both of these. I think I'm gonna give them. I'll give them a B tier. I think B tier is fair for both of those. Like, there's actually a number two on the side of this one because it's like the Mark II version. So those are just some SMGs. I think those are pretty fair rankings. I mean, they're nothing crazy. This one I'm putting kind of down here in D tier. Once again, just the weird barrel. It does have a nice grip, but these are just basically the same thing. Next, I believe this is the Shashka, which is basically like a AK-47. It's got a nice wood handle. I like the design of it a lot. I will give it an A tier. Next, we have this one. I believe it's called like the painted gun or something, like the cement gun or something. And I'm gonna give that an A tier as well. It's a very cool looking design, very graffiti-esque. Kind of got that whole thing going on. I like the look of it. So next we have. It looks like it's kind of a yellow gun. It's kind of hard for me to see too, so I do apologize. I did my best to get decent photos. Once again, using the lovely Hitman Wiki. They're a great source. They've helped me with a lot, so you should always check them out if you need help with any tutorials and stuff. I know I just used them to do one of the challenges, and I believe it was the Whittleton Creek map because I had to figure out how to do the where you disguise as the real estate agent and like tour. Anyway, so this gun. I'll give it a C tier. It's not doing anything crazy. This one I believe is like the ornamental SMG. It's got the same barrel as those other ones, and I hate the look of it. I'm sorry, it's just not doing it for me. That barrel just ruins the look of the gun. It just looks like a box basically. And like you want your guns to look badass when you're bam 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 bam, bam, bam. So next on the list we have this like yellow SMG. Um, it kind of looks like an MP5, but it's not quite. It's got a decent looking barrel, but I'm gonna give it a C tier. It's not doing a lot for me once again. And then we have, I believe this is like the painted. Oh, this is like the scrap one. It's like a scrapped put together SMG. I like the uniqueness, but other than that, it ain't doing much. I'm also giving it a C tier. I'm not ranking a lot of these as high as I did the pistols. So far I just feel like they're very bland. They're very these aren't anything crazy. A lot of the NPCs carry these, so I guess not a big surprise that they're not doing a lot for me, but I don't know. So this one is cut off a little bit, but it does look like I think it was like a MP5 type of gun. I'll give it an A tier. I do like the gold, kind of the yellowish gold handle. It looks very nice. Next we have this one, and I believe this might be the ornamental Shashka. This is one of the Shashka versions, and I'm actually giving that S tier. Look at that wood. I love the wood handle on that. It's like a dark wood kind of pine. I really like that. It's our first S tier for the day, I think. It just looks very clean, very professional. Next we have this gun, C tier, and I'm gonna give this a C tier. And then we got this one. I think this is a carbine. This is like the M4, I think. I like it, but it's just not doing a lot for me. It's a gold. It is unique. I will give it that, but it's still very similar to this other one, so I have to give it the D tier, I'm afraid. Next, we have this like put together. It looks like the Dax kind of is one of the SMGs in the game. But this is not the Dax. I think it's a different one. I like the look. It's a very rustic look. I think I'm giving that an S tier. I like the it feels very unique. It feels very fresh. Next we have this one. It's a silenced SMG. I really like the scope on this. I really like the barrel. I think I'm gonna give it an S tier. I really like the design of that. You know, I'm just going off my gut. You might agree or disagree with these, you know, and that's fine. I'm kind of just doing these off the top of my head. This one probably won't be as long as the other one. There's only 54. That's why I did the SMGs and the assault rifles kind of together, just because there isn't as many of them as in the game as I thought there would be, so I kind of just did them together, kind of. I'll probably do the snipers and shotguns together, most likely. That'll definitely be a video, and I'll probably think of some other ones down the road, hopefully. Next we have it looks like I think this is like a gray carbine. I actually really like the design. That gets an S tier. I love that gray color. It looks great. It looks fresh. It looks like it really does the job, and it looks like it just looks like it's meant to be used. You know, I don't know. It looks like it's ready to go bam 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 on a moment's notice. Next, we have whatever this SMG is. It's kind of hard to see. I think this is one in Freelancer. It has a nice grip, it looks like. I like the barrel on it. It looks like it's a silenced one. I think I'll give it an A tier. You know, it's nothing crazy. But I do like the barrel on it once again. I just think it looks very nice. Next we have this one. This I believe is the Dax 12, and I think I'm gonna give it a B tier. It's a nice kind of a machine pistol. It does the job. Is great for some of the missions on Freelancer. I've used the silenced version. I think this might be the silenced version of it. I'm actually gonna give the silenced version a slightly higher ranking because I think they do the barrel perfectly. I think they get the back part of the gun a lot better. It's more sleek. It's not very, you know, blocky like some of these other ones. Like I really hate these ones at the bottom. I don't like them. Next we have this one. I love the tan color. That's an immediate S tier. I love it. It's like a kind of like a desert kind of vibe going here. The barrel looks great. You know, they're getting the back part. I have a thing for the machine pistols in their games. I think they do those very well. I think they're doing those justice. Next we have this one. I believe is the HX7. No, this is the G. I don't remember what it was called. I vaguely remember this one. I actually really like this one. I actually think this is an assault rifle, I believe. I don't remember what they call it. Is this the HX7? I'm gonna Google it. In Hitman, I believe it's the no, that's not that's the different gun. Oh, I think it's the started with a G, I think. But anyway, I'm giving it an S tier. I love this kind of smaller, like barrel kind of vibe. Like it could be an AR, it could be an SMG. Like you don't know until you get shot at it. I love the scope. I love the design on that. Some people might say I'm rating that a little too high, but I love it. I think it's great. This is the AUG, I believe. That was just one of my favorite guns, and like I think it was Call of Duty that had that gun. But I love it in this game as well. It shoots very fast. I love the coloring on it. I know it's kind of cut off there, but it's just an immediate S tier. That gun's amazing. It looks great. It has a great design, everything like that. And next we have this gold one. I like that it's black and gold kind of more. I kind of wish the barrel wasn't as bright though. I'm not gonna lie, I wish they'd kind of stuck with the gold and black a little bit more on the tip there. It would look so much better. It's so close, but I have to give it an A tier. If it had that barrel with just a little more black on it, I think I would have given it an S tier. It's very nice though. I really like the look of it. I like the gold. Like I said, if it just had a little more black right at this part right here, I think you would have a more complete and more matching kind of gun. I just think it's just a tad bit too bright on the tip. You guys might disagree with that, but I would have given it a slightly higher ranking if it did that. This one, I like the look. I like the body style of this. This is an assault rifle. Um, I don't know if this isn't the M4, is it? I don't think it is. I think I'll give this an A tier. It does the job. It's not trying to do too much. It's very nice looking. Um, yeah, I think I'll stick with that. And this one, I think this is an SMG. I'm giving it C tier. I think it's kind of like blocky from what I remember, and nothing special about it. Next we have, this is the Rude Ruby SMG, which I didn't even know existed. I think I might have seen something. I like the body on it. However, the barrel just is, I don't like these square barrels as much. But I do like the pink print a little bit more. So I think I'll give it an A tier. I think it still does an A tier. If this was a little more rounded and maybe that they did pink on it or something, I think it would have been an S tier. I think it was a very close contender for S tier. It just couldn't quite do what I wanted it to do though, unfortunately. Next we have this one. It's nice. It's very similar to that black one I did. I like the gray. I think I'll give it an A tier. It does the job. This one I'll even give an A tier. This one, I feel like the barrel's not too long on this one. I like the back part looks amazing. I just wish the silenced barrel didn't look so elongated, but I will give it a C tier. I think that's pretty fair for that one. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just a little too long on the barrel there for like the silencer. But other than that, it's not a bad gun, but it's not like a great gun. This one, kind of the same. I think these are all, yeah, those three are like C tier. These are like all very similar. Um, Pretty bland, pretty, they do the job, but they're not doing much else. Next, we have this one. I love this one. I forgot what it's called. I don't remember the names of these off the top of my head. Um, I actually am gonna give this an S tier. I really like the body style of the gun, and I like the black, and I kind of like there's like the little dots at the front there, kind of. So I just think it's a very nice, clean design. It looks like a good gun, like it looks like it really does a lot. I like the look of it. This one I'm giving a D tier immediately. What is this? It's another box one. It's kind of the barrel's even too long. Like if the barrel was shorter, it might have been a little better, but I just don't like it. I don't even like the color. The colors ain't doing much either. So pretty boring. This one, I love the orange sights on that. That is a really cool gun. I think that's, yeah, honestly, that's a S tier. I love the gray. I love the body style on it there. The mags are doing great. I think it looks like a gun that really aims very well. It looks like it's clean. It shoots very clean. It does that. I don't know if it's like it's kind of I don't. It's not MP5. There's like another SMG I'm thinking of. I don't know if it's like the HX7. It's very similar to one of the HX7 guns. Is that? No, it's not. I don't think. But I like it. I think that orange really kind of makes it stand out. I do wonder if they maybe could have done the orange on some of the magazine a little bit more, but I just love it. I love the look there. Next, we have this one. It's kind of this greenish color with the tip. I don't know if it's a longer gun. It's kind of, I think it goes a little longer. I think I'll give it a C tier. Actually, no, D tier. It's kind of boring. I don't like it. I don't know. It's not doing much for me. I'm really thinking of these as long, kind of as I go. So I do apologize if you don't like some of my choices, but not really. Next, we have this one. I do like the scope on it, kind of. I think a C. Yeah, C tier's fair for that one. It's better than this one because I think the barrel looks a lot more clean on it. I think it just does the job just a little bit more. Next, we have this one. I think this is another Shashka. These are like identical, I think. Are those the same one? I think the barrels are different or something. There's usually a couple versions of some of the guns, but I think that's the same tier is pretty fair. Next, we have this one. Normally I don't like the longer silencers on this, but this is like an assault rifle, so I actually think it complements it very well. I like the barrel. I like the design of the scope. It does look like a very clean gun. I think a generous A tier is warranted for that one. Next, we have the Shashka Silence. I'm giving this an S tier. Because I think they really keep the original design of the gun, like of these other ones, kind of. But they do the longer silencer barrel, but I feel like they keep the main vibe there without making it look kind of weird or like, trying to not get in their own way with it. So I think they respect the design of the gun on that one, and it does the silence. So I think S tier is pretty fair. Next, we have this like machine pistol with the can on it. We have the orange mag, the blue. I'll give it an S tier. That's fun, honestly. I think it's like the scrap one. I like it better than this yellow one, I think. The yellow, I don't know. Maybe I should have ranked it higher, but I like this blue for some reason. I think that orange just looks cleaner. This just looks like it's a kitty gun kind of. I don't know. This just feels a little more rustic, real to me. I don't know. Next, we have this one, a media S tier. That gold, that is how you do gold on a gun, right there. That the brown wood looks amazing on that. Like, actually, I would rank it higher than some of these guns possibly. It's very similar to this one. It keeps that really dark, nice pine wood design, but they really choose a gold color that doesn't feel too gaudy, that doesn't feel like this poopy, like dusty one either. They do the right amounts of gold, I think, just on the barrel. I think that's iconic. That's probably one of my most favorite guns on this list so far. I actually don't think anything's gonna beat that, honestly. Next, we have this one. It's blocky for a gun, surprisingly. It's a little thick. I do like the look of it a little bit, though. I'll give it a B tier. It's not like average. It's a slightly above average. It's not A tier for sure. It's not like there, but I think B tier for that one. Um, if it had more color, I think they could have done something with it more. Maybe something more with the scope a little bit would have made it a little more interesting. Maybe, I think it needed a little more padding in the back. Kind of the hip for the hip, hip fire kind of thing. So if it did that, I feel like it would have been a cleaner design a little bit, and I probably could have given it an A or even an S tier. Next, we have this one. It's a very unique body style. The scope's kind of interesting. It's very similar. I know it's kind of similar to one of the other ones I did, but it's just a cleaner body style. Actually, I'm gonna give it an A tier. I think A tier is pretty fair for that. It's not anything colorful, but the body's there. It does the job. Next, we have like this weird machine pistol from. It looks like one of the older Hitman games. It's kind of basic. It's kind of a pistol though. You know, I wish there was more color to it. I'm not gonna lie. There's like no scope on this thing, honestly. But it is a little more like narrower. Like I do like that it has a consistency a little bit. I'll give it a generous B tier. I think is fair. Next is the Mark II. I think of one of the other blocky guns. I think the same ranking applies. It's not much different. It has the two on the side. They have the Mark II versions of some of the other guns. I think they like fire slightly faster, maybe do a tiny bit more damage or something. It's like barely a noticeable difference. It's like tomato tomato basically. Next we have this one. It's kind of similar to one of the other ones. I like the scope. I like the color. I really like the color scheme on this. It's like a jungle kind of theme, and I think I'm gonna give it an A tier. It's not quite S tier. I do wish the body looked a little bigger maybe, but I really like the overall design. It's pretty solid. Next we have these. These two are both getting D tier. Actually, no. I'll give him C tier. Here's why. I like I don't like the block in the front. I still am a hater of those. However, on this gun, I do feel like the longer back part of the gun a little bit better. I feel like it's a more consistent design than some of these other ones. It's just I like the black too, I think better. I think is another reason. The scopes look amazing on it. I really like the scopes and how they designed those. So I'll give it that. Again, I'm not big on the blocky like barrels on their guns. That's definitely my biggest criticism just on overall in their SMG, some of their SMGs is if you're gonna do the silencer, like you gotta respect the integrity of the gun. You have to respect the design a bit. You have to make it consistent. Next, we have this one. Honestly, F tier. What is that? That looks like cardboard. What is that color too? That is the most boring, bland gun. Like it's from Blandsville. I don't like it. It doesn't look like it's doing anything fun. I'm not afraid of it whatsoever. If I was 47, I would punch that out of someone's arm, to be honest with you. I'm not even afraid of it. It doesn't do any, it invokes zero emotion in me. If the only emotion it does is make me angry because it's very lazy, most dusty gray color they could have chosen. It's just like they could have gone with a darker black would have made it better. The barrel's shit. The back part probably looks like shit. I don't like it. Next we have this desert theme and this jungle theme. I think a B tier for both is warranted because I love the camo. I really love the camo on both of these. But again, that blocky barrels, I do not like the blocky barrels. If it didn't have a blocky barrel, if they did something more like circular on the front, oh, it would have looked so much better. It would have been a S tier easily, honestly. That's the only thing holding it back, I think, is the block. I don't like the blockiness. I just think it looks like Minecraft. It just doesn't feel real. It just I don't know, blockiness on a gun like that, like too much square, just makes it look weird. Makes it look uncomfortable to hold too, honestly. And it just ain't doing it for me. Anyways, everybody, that is all we have for our lovely little tier list today. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out my Etsy store. We do have 25% off if you buy two items on there right now, actually. So please go check that out. You can get it until the end of the month you have to get that. And you can match me. Look at it. You can get 47 in name, #1 in the game. You can get one of these bad boys. So, cop yours today. I would really like to get that going. And get things going with that store. I want to add more on there. If you also have any other ideas with what you want to add on there, let me know in the comments. That would also be much appreciated. Anyways, you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Mwah.